6 weeks into the new year, and I've finally placed a beer order. So it's time for an unboxing video. Now, where did I leave my marbles? Oh, there they are. Yes, Rasco and Disco beer review with me, Disco, coming at you with another beer video from in front of the cans and bottles here on the bar. I'm still madly calling the Disco Arms. It's time for an unboxing video and a beer review at the same time. I got a box of beers from Marble Beers in Manchester. It's a brewery I've had beers from before, although I don't think I've had cans from them before. Just had them out and about on draft, so it's nice to get an order in. This wasn't going to be my first beer order of the year. I had other plans for that, but looking around the internet over on Instagram, I see one particular beer that I kind of had to order. It'll be obvious why. So I thought I'd get a few others in at the same time. So with a lot to get through, let's dive straight into it and see what we can find. I was thinking of probably reviewing one of the beers as we go, maybe the first one out, as long as it's not the one I want to keep later. So let's start at the top of the box. 500ml cans as well. I kind of forgot about that when I placed the order and didn't realise, but really good to see. So start off with a beer called Norm, say a juicy pale ale, 4.5%. Do you know what? Let's get into that one straight away. Kind of back to the norm, if you will. It's the first beer order of the year, and I like to review one as I'm doing the rest of the unboxing. Nothing else, all this talking about beer makes a guy thirsty. And that is, without doubt, a very juicy pale ale. Very pale indeed. With a fairly bubbly, creamy-ish foam head. Just from the look of that, I'm expecting good things. Let's get into it. Cheers. Ooh. I cannot remember the hops that are in this. I'll have a look at that in a second. But there is a very definite hop aroma. It's got some kind of juicy grapefruit notes going on. Cheers. Let me check this out. Oh dear. No slight on marble. Sorry, that is... Again, it's a really good beer. The hop notes are balanced across it, but there's a very distinct bittery grapefruit note that I don't really care for, to be honest. But there's a good chunkiness to the body of the beer. Yeah, all I'm getting is grapefruit. There is a big, slightly voluptuous note to the body of the beer. That's bringing really good drinkability. It is easily drinkable, but so back to the norm of finding various different hop permutations. And one of the things that did strike me about the Marble beers as I was looking around the website was the various different hop permutations they've got there. I've got quite a lot of pale ales on the roster. For me, probably one reason I haven't quite gone to them before. I always have to find some kind of reasoning to go to breweries, and just a whole bunch of different pales is not going to be one of them. But let's have a quick look at the hop content of this beer. It is, oh wow, okay. So it's got oats in it. That's accounting for the body, I guess. Barley, oats, wheat. Right, main hops: Ella, Enigma, Equinox, Yukono, Mandarina, Bavaria. Now, despite the fact that I always say I don't really know that much about hops, I'm still learning in that respect. That to me looks like a hop lineup of, well, something slightly less than usual. There's no Citra in it, and there's none of the other regular hops that I would normally produce grapefruit. So that's a really interesting one. I am going back for more because it is a really good drinkable beer, but for all those different hops, I'm still not getting much of a different flavour variation, other than, as I say, kind of grapefruity, little bit of pininess. It's a nice beer though, very reminiscent slightly, I guess, of the beer up at Persephone. They're very pale. I know I keep going on about Persephone, but it's a similar sort of consistency and beer note, only much more grapefruit. I like it. I can drink it. It will take me a while to get through. Yeah, the flavour is a very hoppy beer. Anyway, that is Norm from Marble Brewery. Don't know how I'm going to do this. Got a lot to fit on the thing, so let's put that over there. Nicely laid out cans, to be fair. Got the main constituents, the brewery name, the beer name. Been just about careful not to wrap it around the edges, so making it difficult to film, but that's just for me. Beer style and ABV on the front of the can clearly displayed in front of some good artwork. Let's get into all the others, see what we've got. Right, this is another one. Again, it is another pale ale, 4.5% pale ale. Temporary traffic lights. Another unusual hop combination in this one: Ella, Melba, Topaz, and Vic's Secret. As well as, again, as I say, easy to read. Can art and information. Also really good on the website. I do like it when they tell you the hops, especially as I'm trying to learn about different hops and find out different things. So it's really good to get that information easily. And yeah, say really, again, somewhat unusual hop combination. Don't see that too often. So hopefully that doesn't just bring out grapefruit, but I'll be interested in looking at that one somewhere down the line. What else we got? Another one here is this one's a session IPA. Not quite so easy to read, that one, actually. Having said that, all about it. Ancodia, still 4.5, session IPA. Again, I think, as I often say about IPAs and that not being my thing, but I've picked ones, again, based on those hop combinations that might provide some different flavours and something interesting to learn about. This one has got Brew 1, Melba, and Sultana. And because the description says it combines a soft malt base to create the tropical and balanced session IPA. So we'll have a look at that. Moving on, we have got Persephone Artisanal Summer Ale. Slightly different on the layout of that one. They've gone vertical, and it is slightly harder to not read but photograph. But no less interesting sounding beer with a hop lineup of Ariana, never heard of that one, Huel Melon, Lemon Drop, and Mosaic. Mostly went with that because of the Lemon Drop. Is a hop that I find very interesting. Again, don't see it too often, but does bring that citrus flavours back towards the lemon side of things that I much prefer, away from, hopefully, grapefruit. So yeah, very pale ale centric so far. I didn't realise, didn't actually know that was coming, but yeah, moving away from the pale ales, got a can of Marble Mild, 4.3%. Born to be mild, it says on the can. I'm fairly certain this is one of the beers from Marble I've had in a pint somewhere down the line, either at a beer festival. I know there's a video at GBBF where we drank a Marble beer. I think that was the bitter. But looking forward to getting reacquainted with that one, if so. In fact, it's pretty much like having a new beer because I don't entirely remember it. certainly where and when I had it in a pint. And then we move on to something completely different, a lemon and bergamot Witbier, 5.1%. Love a Witbier, and I've, as I already said, love the lemon. Bergamot is that kind of tea kind of flavour, I think. So that sounds rather interesting to me, at least. Actually contains bergamot, lemon juice, and some more lemon drop hops. And yes, I am blatantly reading this off the website because I can't remember all of these different hop combinations. But it's a website I used, and with the good information on there to choose all of these beers. Next one up is Cubbio Damage. Don't know why I have to try and say that in a Uncle Nigel kind of way, but there it is. It's a West Coast IPA, 7.2%. Don't see me doing too many West Coast IPAs, but I do prefer the style over New England's. So I think Cubbio Damage is one I've seen quite a lot on the socials for Marble. It's kind of, I don't know if it's their core beer, but I've seen it around a lot. So I was pleased to finally pick that up and give it a go. As I say, do you prefer West Coast New England's? Did get a big box of beer. There's a lot going up there. Here's the other Marble Mild. I won't put that up because I'm running out of space, but I did get a couple of them because that's the one I'm probably the most interested in, I've got to be honest. There's a couple that I'm going to save for the end now because we're nearly down the back end of this one. Yes, so the other one I've had before, again, I think at a beer festival somewhere along the line, is the Earl Grey IPA, 6.8%. The Strong Brew, it says. So Earl Grey IPA, I'm guessing it's got more of that bergamot in it. Let's have a quick look. Well, no, it does say contains tea leaves, I guess. It's got actual Earl Grey in it then. Sabro hops, and yeah, that's it. That is an interesting one. Yeah, this is a way back when the beer was originally brewed. Keys Bubberman, now of Brewery Keys, and John de Vries, now of Brewery the Moorland, Dutch, joined us originally to brew this smooth and citrusy India Pale Ale, which is fermented with timed additions of Earl Grey tea. When it comes to IPAs, I do really gravitate towards the Earl Grey IPAs and the tea based because I think it gives a much more interesting flavour. Certainly no grapefruit from me anyway. So I've definitely had this one out and about in pints, so it's good to get it in a can and definitely reacquaint myself with this one. So much so, I got a couple. Now, that said, what I was saying about the Manchester bitter that I've had before, and I'm sure I've had Marble Stout, and in the end, because I've got a whole box and there is just so many to choose from, looks like I decided not to go with the Manchester bitter and the stout in favour of trying some of these other ones. But the main reason for this order, that's the reason I've left it to last, is, and you might be tired of hearing me say this as much as you're tired of hearing me go on about grapefruit and hop combinations, but it's this beer, Pips Disco. Which is a new one from them, and this one I saw on social media, a dry hopped blonde at a 4.5%. Obviously, as regular viewers of this channel will know, I'm interested in any beer with disco in the name. Obviously, didn't mean to. It's just the next thing I started in 2020 and accidentally carried on just noticing, because I do notice those kind of beers more just by the name. A little bit self-indulgent, I guess. But yeah, beers of the disco collection. So the latest one, picked up a couple, obviously. Pips Disco, a 4.5% dry hopped blonde, featuring hops of Ucano and Enigma. Difficult one to say that, Ucanot. Described by Marble as easy drinking with an approachable and soft malt base, this ale holds nuanced hop aromatics of lemon and lime. Happy days. Yep, good for that. Red berries and rounding eucalyptus finish. Don't know what eucalyptus tastes like, but I'm down with the lemon and lime and the red berries. So looking forward to getting into that one on the next disco day, whenever that may be, when I go through the collection or the beers that I've amassed with disco in the name. Little bit ironic because I haven't actually got around doing the ones on the back end of last year yet, as a time of recording. So I'm hoping to get those into them soon, and then Pips Disco will feature in the next one, which I think will be Disco Day 9. That's how long I've been doing it, which will be a return to the norm, if you pardon the pun. Don't know who Norm is on this beer either, but returning to this norm. Yeah, perfectly drinkable, if far too grapefruity for me. But I can go back and give it a go. I'm not completely against it. Anyway, that's my introduction to, or reintroduction rather, to Marble beers. I haven't had one of these and several others in the past. Really looking forward to getting to them. As I say, do like the cans with very clear, for the most part, information on the front of the cans and some simple but effective artwork. Hope to get some actual reviews of these beers out soon, along with some of the other ones I missed from the back end of last year. So, do join us. Let me know your thoughts on Marble beers, and don't be afraid to comment, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. It helps the algorithm and the channel. And until the next one, I've been Disco of Rasco and Disco Beer Review. Till the next one, cheers and enjoy the beers. Marble beers.